And in that process, I came to understand that one of the hurdles in radiosurgical case planning is the fact that we have such a multidisciplinary team of people that sit around a table and plan these cases. You have radiation oncologists, neurosurgeons, neurologists, and then all the supporting staff. And so, not everyone's looking at the anatomy the same way. And so when I noticed this, I put together a team of bioengineers, other neurosurgeons from Italy and Cornell, to build a venture called Neuroviz, which is essentially a platform that's used for radiosurgical case planning by deploying augmented and virtual reality. And so that was a really, really interesting iterative entrepreneurial process that got me interested in building a career at the intersection between technology, neuroscience, and business, and prompted my journey to come and get my MBA because I wanted to build the tool sets to be successful in that space. So this is how I got involved in my life outside of neurosurgery, and kind of came over this path to the business strategy and bridging that over to the neuroscience side of things. So it was a super, super important experience for me. And we ended up building an MVP or a minimal viable product. And we were chosen so Cornell has a really rich incubator environment through the BioVenture eLab. I encourage you guys to look into it if you're involved with Cornell. And we got chosen to compete in this business challenge as one of 8, 9 teams. And we did very well in that challenge over the course of, I think, 12 weeks or so, and started raising money for our venture. And at that point, we had to make some decisions about do we want to do this now or later. And we filed for a full patent through Cornell, because protecting your intellectual property in these kinds of activities is super important. And so that was kind of how the journey continued for me after my fellowship. Even as I was doing my MBA here, I was participating in the business challenge, pitching to investors. And in that process, I became really interested on the investing side of things. And when we decided to file the patent and wait for a while with the venture, I went on to do some venture capital work here in Silicon Valley, which is where I am now. And I worked with a team called GSR Ventures, which is a team of MD MBAs that look at digital health tech deals. It was a very great exposure to that world, to early stage health tech investing, which also includes neurotech, but also other kinds of technologies. Happy to talk about any of these things. I'm just kind of sharing a broad overview of the kinds of experiences that I've had over the last few years. And then I also spent some time during my MBA time here, working as an independent business development consultant for a company called Surgical Theater, which is a company in the AR/VR space. They provide various services and products for intraoperative and preoperative planning of surgeries in spine and cranial. So I helped them as an independent consultant to solve a particular challenge that they had of building a go-to-market strategy for a newly FDA-approved product that they had called Brainstorm, which is a platform that essentially helps plan epilepsy surgery, which is in some ways has some similar challenges to radiosurgery. So, one of the lessons for me is that the real joy in life is in the unexpected zigzags. I kind of happen to see that there's this issue that could be solved within radiosurgical planning. And then I happen to be able to put the team together to get something going. And in that way, it opens up new opportunities and new ways to use these skill sets that you gain over time. So if I can kind of give a overall theme that I noticed in my own life over the last few years is that, being nimble and open to opportunities and open to thinking about using your intellect and capacities that you've built within medicine as a medical student and that you will build as a resident in ways outside of it as well.
Hey everyone, Ryan Rad here from neurosurgerytraining.org. If you like that video, subscribe and donate to keep our content available for medical students across the world.